What is going on, friends? Hello. Welcome to another stream with your man, Pete. If you are new here, we help business owners systemize, organize, and scale with Google Workspace and other small business tech tools. And this channel is mostly about the Google world. And this video is all about what's new in the Google world. And I haven't done this since September, which is a while. But I'm going to take you through the last couple of months of updates. It's been a roller coaster in AI land. I have been deep in Claude code and OpenClaw land, and Gemini is kind of fallen behind what's happening in Claude land, which is pretty interesting. Interesting turn of events, but I'm hoping that Google's new models are going to make things really exciting for us. I'm waiting for Google to switch on MCP access so we can talk to all of our other apps. MCP is the protocol that lets your agent talk to your other apps. If you're using Claude or you're using ChatGPT, you can probably already connect them to Canva, connect them to your Google Sheets. I mean, you can do that with Gemini as well. But there's lots of apps that you can connect to Claude and ChatGPT. But Google is still kind of behind on that. What's going on, Google? Time to pull up your socks and get going. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and have a look at our updates. Now, all of these updates are available on the Google Workspace Updates blog, but there's a whole bunch of boring stuff in there. And what I do every couple of months is I grab out what I think is interesting and I share it with you and share my thoughts. And this stuff is aimed at small to medium-sized businesses. If you've got hundreds and hundreds or thousands of employees, maybe there's some stuff on the blog that you want to check out that is more relevant to corporate and enterprise. But we focus on small, medium-sized businesses here. So without further ado, we got a lot of stuff to get through, but it actually wasn't that exciting considering the amount of time that we're covering. September was the last time, I can't believe it, but it was September the last time I went live and did a updates live stream. But here we go. I've only got a handful of things that are useful. And I'm actually going to start with the oldest. And there are some real surprises in here. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Okay, so September. Refine Google chat messages with Gemini to communicate with confidence and clarity. This is very interesting because I've not seen this in my chat yet. Maybe I should open up my my chat here in my test account and see if I can get this going. But I've actually not seen this in my chat. So this is very interesting to me. I'm going to go ahead and open it up and let's see if I can write a message to my buddy Gail here. All right, I'm just going to write a completely random message. Hit the little button there. I have a refine button. The language used is not support. Okay, well that makes sense, right? So, hey there, I'm drunk. Can you help me with the report? All right, let's see what. Not really. I'm just kidding. Well, let's see what happens when I hit refine. Can't help with requests like that. Google's just so sanitized, isn't it? All right, I'm tired. All right, let's try that. I'm tired. Can you help me with the report? All right, let's see what happens. Okay, cool. All right, so it cleaned up my text and my punctuation and whatnot. All right, so that's pretty useful. There we go. Okay, so they actually did launch the feature, apparently. I just didn't see that one. Nice. Okay, next up, you can use the Gemini. Oh, well, this is interesting. Gemini in Chrome. Announced in October. Is it in my Chrome? No, it's not in my Chrome. Where's the Gemini button? I don't know. That's interesting. Generally available, Google. Apparently this was generally available in October, but no, it has not made it to me yet. Now, there are some complications that I have wrong camera. That would help. I have an Australian Google Workspace account as our main, and I'm based overseas in Europe currently. So that may be why this has not arrived to me yet, because Australia gets things slow sometimes, and Europe gets things slow because of all the privacy laws and everything. So maybe that's why I don't have this. But I've made videos about it and announcing it, short of me jumping on VPN and trying to access it from one of our US-based remote machines. I would love to know what you think about this. Drop it down in the comments and let me know what you think about this, because I'm very interested to know how good this is. I've not yet used it. I've used ChatGPT and Claude, and I did those on stream as well, and they were pretty good. I used the computer use feature of Gemini, which is like Gemini running its own little desktop computer and doing things inside there. Wasn't impressed. But I'd love to see what Gemini does in the sidebar. So if you've got access, I want to know, tell me all about it. Google, announced in October. October, guys. Let's get it fixed. Let's get it fixed, Google. All right, next up. What do we got here? Timers in Google Meet. Okay, this feature I love. We actually use this quite a bit. This is fun. If you've got someone who likes to blab in meetings, you can kind of play them off by just setting a timer and letting it count down. So yeah, timer setting inside Google Meet. Counts down a little timer there, just like Zoom has had for a long time. Thank you, Google, for adding that. That is a groovy little feature. You'll find that in the menu down the bottom here. We call it the waffle menu when it's got 9 dots. That's a waffle menu. When it's got 3 lines, that's a hamburger menu. Just so you know the difference, waffles and hamburgers. All right, next up. Gemini in Sheets. This is a pretty cool one. So what they're saying here is it tackles multi-step tasks, meaning it just keeps the conversation going, keeps the conversation in its mind. Now, right now, as of September, as of February, maybe I am drunk, as of February 2026, the sidebar is not using Gemini Pro. It uses Gemini Flash, which is the fast one, right? It means it doesn't really think deeply about the things that it's doing. So when you're using Gemini Flash on the sidebar, it does an okay job at dealing with your data, but sometimes it's better to export this as a CSV and drop it into Gemini Pro, or you can reference a document in Gemini. Mine doesn't always seem to pick them up, but theoretically it should talk to your document, pick it up, and allow you to do the analysis inside Gemini. But if you're working in the sidebar here, it's pretty good. It was not good in the past. It's pretty good now. Scott, my business partner and our CEO, has been using this a lot, and his comments are it's actually useful now. I would say the sidebar Gemini in Google Docs is marginally useful, but it doesn't edit anything in the document. All it can do is give you chunks of text that you can cut and paste into the document or click a button and insert into the document, which I think is kind of useless. But at least Gemini can edit your spreadsheet in that it can insert tables. I don't know if it can like change a bunch of data in cells because I don't use spreadsheets manually that much. But let me know in the comments what you think about that. But go ahead and check that out. It's better in Sheets than it is in Docs. So probably useful there if you haven't tried that out already. Okay, next up, sharing permissions. Now, this is something that Google announced. Let's see if they actually linked to it and owned themselves. Damn. Yeah, look at that. 2023. May 2023 is when they announced this. They just scored a self goal there. I don't know what happened, but they announced it and then it just never really happened. Like they released it to the API, they never released it to the front end experience, which is kind of weird. They finally have switched this on. So if you want to share a file with someone and have that expire after a certain amount of time, boom, you can do that now inside your Google Drive or your Google Docs. Love that, Google. Thank you. Thank you for finally releasing it. I don't know, maybe they got a new product manager over at Workspace, but it is good to see some of these real nice to have features that people have wanted for a long time finally coming to Google Drive. Thank you. Okay, next. Taking longer meeting notes with the Take Notes for Me feature in Google Meet. Well, this is pretty cool. I couldn't say I'm using it very much, but maybe you have a use for it. When you're in a Google Meet and you've got notes being taken by Gemini, which should be switched on by default for you by now. If it's not, go into your admin panel, go and switch it on. You can now choose the length of your meeting notes. And I think now that it's February, this was announced in November, there's actually short, standard, and long. And it'll give you the summary in that format when the meeting finishes, and you get the notes document after the meeting. Now, you will always have a full transcript of the whole meeting. So don't worry if you set it to like short, that you'll lose any data. You've got the whole transcript all the time. You can always generate your own notes. I have my own note format that I like, and I use a Google Workspace Studio flow. So that's an automation using Google Workspace Studio. And I actually have, every time a meeting finishes, Google grabs the notes from the meeting or grabs the notes document and it summarizes that in the format that I like, and then it sends it to me. if you're interested in that, drop me a comment down below and I'll make a video and I'll share it with you. Okay, so nice one, Google there, giving us options for notes. Next up, okay, now this, interestingly, has been paused. But this is the official announcement of Google Workspace Studio. Now, if you're on our newsletter already, then you would have got access to this and you would have heard us talk a lot about this through December. We did a live event. We taught everyone how to access this. If you want to get access to that, we have a masterclass recording. Go to our website, itgenius.com. You can sign up for a trial of Concierge, free trial, and you can go and watch our 2-hour masterclass that we did all on Google Workspace Studio. Now, it was called Google Workspace Flows previously. They rebranded it to Studio like a week later. Kind of weird, but that's Google. Anyway, here we are. We've got Google Workspace Studio, and it allows you to do basic, let me underscore that, basic workflow automations right inside of Google Workspace. So what might that be? Well, that might be when my accountant sends me a PDF document, automatically save that into my Google Drive. Or it might be when we finish a meeting, which is my favorite one, take notes in this particular format and then send me a message on chat. It might be read my email, and if you see an email from someone that looks like it's urgent, ping me on Google Chat, send me a message, and then draft a response to that email based on what you've got access to in my documents and other things. These are cool. They're the kind of thing that we would usually go to something like Zapier or Make.com or N8N, these automation platforms. But Google Workspace Studio is not as advanced as those platforms. This is really a basic automation platform, and it's primarily working with the Google Workspace kind of ecosystem right now. Now, Google did something which is a little bit upsetting, and that is that when they launched this, they allowed us to use gems to take an automated flow, put the data through a gem, and then have it spit out the other side, which was amazing for a workflow because you could really tightly control things, and you could have the gem bring in external context by adding additional documents to the gem. The second thing that we were able to do is we were able to push data to external apps. We could connect it to Asana. You can see from the logo here, you can connect it to Jira. You can connect it to, that might be something other than Jira, but you can connect it to all kinds of different apps. And then a week later, Google removed all of those apps. And we don't know why. I don't know if they're trying to give these to people for a higher rate that you have to pay for. Maybe they're going to have Workspace Studio Pro or Advanced or whatever, right? And charge us for it. Well, that would be a real bummer. Maybe they're going to, make this something that only comes out progressively, bit by bit. I don't know why. Our other thought was maybe they just got so much demand that they had to pull back because it was costing too much in server time. Yeah, that's pretty plausible. I hope it's the latter, that it was just too much for what they anticipated in the volume, and they're going to bit by bit bring these back. But right now, you can't do much with these. Now, this takes me right back to what I said at the start, which is MCP servers, which is letting agents connect to all these different apps. They're going to completely overtake this space because I can just talk to an app or an agent and say, hey, can you please do XYZ? Can you grab the data from Asana and grab our customer communications from Intercom and grab my financial information from Xero and pull all of that data together and put all of that data in one place and let me do some analysis with that. Now, I can do that with Claude. I can do that with ChatGPT. I can't do that with Gemini right now. So Google, it's time to pull your socks up and build MCP into Gemini. Open that baby up. Let us access our tools, please. Please, please. Okay, next up. So automated compliance recording for selected Google Meet users. Now, this is interesting because we don't run a financial services company, but we've got many customers who run consultancies, or they're in an accounting firm, or they're in the legal practice, maybe allied health professionals, and there's something that is part of your compliance, part of your regulatory environment, where you need to record meetings properly. You need to save a copy of what was said. Well, Google's introducing some additional options for this. They're called regulated users. Now, I haven't touched this. I haven't even read this one yet. I didn't know this was released. And so what I'm assuming is you switch it on and then someone is forced to basically have things recorded. Okay, great. Yep. So you switch it on, recordings are automatically recorded, transcripts are captured, recordings and transcripts are stored in Worm. Write once, read many. Compliant Google Cloud storage bucket with appropriate retention policies, ensuring immutable records for regulatory archiving. Now that I really like, because right now if you just record something using a normal meeting, it dumps it into a Google Doc, but anyone can edit that Google Doc, right? So it's not really compliant storage because people have the ability to change things. Yeah, sure, it's tracked, but you can still make a mess of it if you want, right? So I like this. It says historically you had to disable valuable collaboration features like chat and screen sharing to comply with the rules. So these are obviously US-based rules here. This allows you to create unalterable records of the transcript when a regulated user joins the call. But you can still use other features, which is pretty cool. Okay, nice. Well, I've not seen that myself. Compliance settings. Here we go. Set up Meet compliance recording. There's a help article here from Google. Yeah, I assume we can use that for absolutely anyone. That's pretty cool. Now, what I do like about this is something I've been experimenting with is taking all of the transcripts from our company and putting them into a big database and then querying them with Gemini. And I've set that up on Google Cloud. Admittedly, I used Claude Code to build it because Google's agent builder is pretty good, but it's not quite there yet. And then I was able to allow my team to access that, which is right now just me and Scott, the board, our whole archive of conversations inside the company, which is amazing. It's an absolute goldmine. If I say, hey, show me the trends on, our customer project delivery for the past 6 months, or, help me understand how the team feel about these particular, changes that we've implemented here. Well, it allows me to do all of that. And so I love the idea of recording absolutely everything, having it in a format which is safely stored, which you can rely on whenever you need to. Okay, beautiful. So let's look at our next update. That's still the update. Okay, cool. A new web address for Google Chat. Now, this one's not really exciting, but I was curious, so I clicked. You can now go to chat.google.com instead of mail.google.com/chat. Now, I thought you could always go to chat.google.com and it just redirected you, but here you go. They've made it better. Okay, thank you, Google. Now, interestingly, update in February, we've encountered unexpected delays in this rollout. Please see the updated timeline. And it says in late February 2026. So they started it in December. In February, they're having problems and still rolling it out. I don't know what's going on there, but whatever. That's a minor one. Okay, schedule messages to be sent at a later time in Google Chat. This I love. This is very cool. I've not started using this yet. I wish I saw this before today because I don't like to annoy my team by sending them messages in the middle of the night. But sometimes I want to send a message just to get it out of my head. Well, we can schedule sending messages now, which is pretty damn cool. I want to see if I can actually see this in the test. Hey, there we go. Hey, whoops. Let's delete that. Otherwise my friend's going to be wondering why I'm sending him random messages. Okay, cool. So here we go. Schedule send tomorrow 8 a.m., tomorrow 1 p.m., pick a custom time. Nice. Just like Gmail, you can pick a custom time to send your messages. Love, love, love that. Thank you, Google. Great feature. Okay, next. Transform sources into structured data tables in NotebookLM. Now, if you're not using NotebookLM, you are nuts. You are absolutely nuts. NotebookLM is one of Google's best AI tools. Go and check out the channel, search NotebookLM. You'll see multiple videos there on how to use it, why you should use it. Now, they have a new data type that you can create now, which is a data table. And it's effectively taking unstructured data and structuring it together nicely. It does that really well. And what we've found is you can put things like bank statements in and pull financials out. If you've got a whole bunch of different file formats and you want to just get a handle on the data so you can make it look clean and tidy, very, very, very cool feature. So thank you for that, Google. You can see here, yeah, it's bringing into a data table there. Nice. Next up, you can migrate from Dropbox to Google Drive in the admin panel. Now, this is new. This I'm very curious about. I'm sure our team will be testing this to see how it works. We mostly use specialized tools when we're doing a migration, but sometimes we do use the Google tools because there are ways that this is useful. So yeah, pretty cool. Built-in, native, Dropbox migration. I don't know if anyone's still using Dropbox. I don't know, maybe sole operators or people that are a bit anti-Google. But love to know what you think of this. Try it out. Let me know in the comments. Okay, forwarding messages in Google Chat. This one has been available for a little while. You've probably already seen it. But inside a chat, you can forward a message. And what I like about this is you can forward, it like captures the message and moves it to another room. In the past, if you forwarded something, people would have to see the original room and it was a little bit messy. But forwarding messages now works nicely inside of Google Chat. Thank you, Google. Let's grab a quick drink here. All right, next up, you can ask Gemini in Google Meet across all plans. Now, this one I think is a little bit weird. Why did Google hold back on this? Why hold back on their best stuff? Well, I think it's because, you know, like everything, they want you to upgrade to the next plan and upgrade to the next plan and spend more money. So Google initially held this back, and now they've finally opened it up to everyone. So thank you, Google, for sharing this with everyone. I think Google have got enough competition from the meeting recorders and the AI bots and stuff that join people's meetings that it makes sense for them to add all of their best features into the plans, no matter what plan you're on. So, okay, nice work, Google. I'm down for that. Take your notebooks further by adding NotebookLM as a source. Now, this one I like, but it comes with some caveats. When you're using Gemini or a gem, you can connect NotebookLM into there. And this will use the sources attached to NotebookLM in their summary format only. So you have a notebook, it's got a bunch of sources, maybe 100 sources, maybe 300 sources. You connect it to Gemini or you connect it to a gem. It's not going to be able to read every single line of every single document. Otherwise, Google would let us attach 300 documents straight into Gemini. It's going to effectively search the summaries of everything that you've got in that notebook. Now, is this better than nothing? Yes, this is a great advancement. You can connect it to your Gemini gems. So if you've got a gem, which is like a custom agent, it follows a set of instructions every time you activate it. Watch some of the other videos on our channel if you want to check out gems. This is pretty cool to have in a gem because gems can reference the notebook. If you update the notebook, the gem will be updated. But it's not quite as comprehensive as going into NotebookLM and saying, right, run this search on all sources. So just be mindful, it's not going to be exactly the same. Won't be exactly as powerful. Okay, cool. Next up. Speech translation in Google Meet, now generally available for businesses. This has been around for a while, but I wanted to highlight it because it's really useful, really useful tool. Basically, when you're on a meeting, you can translate that into another language, which is pretty damn cool. If you're learning a new language, like I'm learning Espanol, you can have your normal meeting with the language that you understand translated into the language that you're learning, which is pretty cool. Or if you've got an international team and they're speaking a different language, then you can switch it to your preferred native language, which is very cool. Now, I've found that this is reasonably effective. Maybe it's just because a lot of our team are Filipino, and Filipino English is kind of like, well, Filipino is Filipino, but it includes English words, right? So this kind of half works for us. And Filipino or Tagalog is one of those languages where people will speak fast and the dictation doesn't always pick up, or the transcription doesn't always pick it up. So the translation doesn't always work. So if someone's speaking very quickly, or maybe they're not enunciating their words clearly, this might be trouble. It might be trouble. Anyway, but cool feature. It half works. Okay, finally, this is a fresh update. Listen to audio summaries in Google Docs. Google now gives you the ability to do an audio summary similar to what you get inside your NotebookLM. I really like that. Nice work, Google, bringing it in. Now, if you want to check out all the updates like this, as I said, none of these were uber exciting at the moment. I think Google's yet to release its most exciting tools. Things like there's now an advanced enterprise version of Gemini. Yet to try that one out, but I want to see what's different. They're building out lots of AI tools in GCP, Google Cloud Platform. I've tested some of those on stream and I've been reasonably interested. Still waiting to really have something that, rocks my socks and gets me excited. Google Anti-Gravity, which is Google's coding tool, is okay, but still doesn't hold a candle to Codex from OpenAI and Claude Code from Anthropic. So I think Google's got a little while to go. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they release in the next 2 to 3 months. We know that Google move now a tiny bit slower when it comes to AI building and AI apps because they're the incumbent company and they're a slower organization to move. But the advantage that they do have is that they have the ability to scale and scale to all of their products quickly. So we're hoping to see some exciting things coming up soon from Google. And if you'd like to learn more, if you'd like to become a part of our tribe, our community, head along to itgenius.com. Here we've got heaps of resources. We have a gems library. So if you're building gems for Gemini, you can go along to our gems library and cut and paste our most popular gems right into your Gemini account. So go ahead and check that out. Heaps of positive feedback about those. Lots of people are loving them. That's completely free. If you're not already in our Gemini community, we have a free community for business owners and professionals who are working with Gemini, want to learn more about the platform. This is a chat room in Google Chat where you can post questions, get answers, see what other people are doing, get inspired. That again is free access. So click on the link down below this video and you'll be able to get access there. And if you haven't already started with us, we also do a health check. We have a free training guide on our website. So heaps and heaps of stuff, all free. Go ahead and check it out. And if you're interested in getting more out of your Google Workspace, make sure you head along to do a free consultation with the team, have a chat to them, and they will be able to help you out. Okay, now, I just realized that I wasn't sharing my screen there, but it should be fairly self-explanatory. itgenius.com, go to the Get Started menu. You'll see all the menu items there. Go ahead and schedule a consultation if you're ready to get going. If not, hit the free training. You can sign up for a free account with us. Once you sign up for a free account, you unlock all of the training modules. So you just click a button here, you sign in with your Google account. Can't mess it up, super easy. Sign in with your Google account and then you are good to go. All right, I'm gonna leave you there. Thanks very much for joining in. If you wanna join the next one, make sure you are subscribed. If you have not yet joined up to Concierge, well, now might be a good idea. We run a monthly masterclass, which is a private training where we take you through all the latest in Google Workspace and help you build things. We've been working on NotebookLM, we've been working on building gems, we've been working on Workspace Flows, now called Workspace Studio, and building things out together. So if you want to get in on all of that fun stuff, click the link below, sign up for Concierge, free trial. All right, see you in the next one. Cheers.